Sometimes it only takes one breath, one heartbeat, or one silent moment between life and death to uncover a truth so powerful it shatters everything you thought you knew.
My name is Samir Rahman, and for most of my life, I was a man of certainty. A leader, an imam, a teacher of tradition. My voice carried weight inside mosques, my prayers carried hope for families, and my words shaped the faith of countless people. For decades, I believed I understood my purpose, my God, and my destiny, but nothing could have prepared me for what happened when I was 67 years old, a moment that would rip open the very foundation of my faith and lead me into a truth I never imagined. It began with an ordinary doctor's appointment. What I thought would be a quick checkup ended with devastating news: stage 4 pancreatic cancer. The words fell on me like a thunderstorm. The doctors said my time was short. Treatments might extend my days, but they offered no cure. My family wept, but I clung to the belief that this was a test from Allah, like the tests of Abraham, who was willing to sacrifice everything in obedience. I whispered prayers through each chemotherapy session, forcing strength into my frail body, reminding myself that my suffering had purpose. At night, I would lie in bed, whispering, "If I die tonight, O Allah, let me meet you in peace." My lips moved with certainty, but my heart was trembling. Still, I never imagined how that prayer would be answered. One evening, after a grueling treatment, I returned home weak, my chest heavy. At first, I thought it was exhaustion, but the pressure grew unbearable. My vision blurred, breaths slipped away, darkness surrounded me. I heard voices shouting, hands pressing down on my chest, doctors scrambling to save me, yet I was no longer inside my body. I was above it, watching. Yes, watching. There I lay, lifeless, yet my consciousness remained. A question pierced me. Is this death? Am I about to meet Allah? Then in the distance, I saw a light. Warm, inviting, peaceful. The kind of light no human words can capture. I drifted toward it, hearing echoes from my past. My mother's lullabies, my father's recitation of evening prayers, the voices of worship that had shaped my life. Tears streamed down my face, not from pain, but from overwhelming joy. I thought to myself, this must be paradise. Praise be to Allah who has brought me here. But then, it changed. The vibrant light dimmed. The trees around me withered. The fragrance of life soured into the stench of decay. Darkness swallowed the beauty, and I heard cries, men, women, children, echoing in anguish. One cry pierced my soul, my mother's voice screaming, "Have mercy! Have mercy!" The weight of her despair broke me. And then came the voice. Deep, resonant, unlike anything human. "Samir, everything will now be revealed." Before me appeared a throne, immense and overwhelming. A figure sat upon it. My knees buckled, my heart pounded with fear. And then I saw someone I recognized, Prophet Muhammad. But his hands were bound in chains. His face was heavy with sorrow. My world spun. This cannot be. This must be a deception. I'm an imam. I served faithfully. How could this been real? The prophet's eyes met mine. Tears streamed down his face. The sight shattered me. I screamed into the void, "This is a mistake. I served Allah with all my life." But the darkness swallowed my words. Then a book fell from the heavens. Crashing before me, it shook the void. I recognized it immediately. The Quran. Its pages turned on their own, as if guided by unseen hands. The voice thundered again. "Who is Allah, Samir? Have you ever truly asked yourself?" The question struck me like lightning. I stammered, "Allah is the creator, the merciful, the compassionate." But the voice pressed harder. "How do you know he is the creator? Have you ever thought beyond tradition, beyond words passed down to you?" Visions burst from the Quran's pages. I saw the Kaaba before Islam, surrounded by idols. Names like Allat and El Uzza whispered in the smoke of sacrifices. Then came another vision.
Ancient lands where towering idols stood, one inscribed with a name I knew, Baal. Beneath it, in a script like Arabic, another name appeared, El. Then came the whisper, Baal El Allah. Have you considered their connection? I fell to my knees, clutching my head. Have I been deceived? The words escaped me in a broken whisper. The weight of it crushed me. And then, darkness. A pulling. A rush like being sucked through a narrow tunnel. I gasped for air, my eyes flew open. The hospital lights blinded me. Doctors and nurses hovered, shouting with relief. He's back! We got him back! But I knew that I had not truly come back. Something inside me had changed forever. Days turned into weeks, yet the visions haunted me. My wife Leela tried to comfort me, but how could I tell her what I had seen? How could I confess that everything I taught, everything I believed, now stood on trembling ground? At night, I wandered the garden, the stars cold above me, asking myself questions I had never dared to whisper out loud. I remembered my childhood in Baghdad, my grandfather teaching me the Quran when I was only 6 years old, his wrinkled hand guiding mine across sacred text. He said, "These are perfect words, Samir." For decades, I believed him, but now every word felt heavy, carrying questions I could not silence.
I remembered the mosque in America, where I had led prayers, counseled families, guided youth. They looked to me for answers. Yet now I had none. My chest burned with guilt when I thought of young believers who had come to me with doubts, only for me to dismiss them with, "Faith requires submission, not understanding." I thought of Sarah, a young woman who left the mosque after I silenced her questions about women's roles. Had I failed her? Had I failed them all? The cancer only deepened my torment. The community rallied with meals, money, and prayers. They called me a pillar of faith, yet inside I was crumbling. I remembered my eldest son, Amir, once asking me, "Baba, if Allah is merciful, why so much suffering?" I gave him the standard answer, but now I wondered if his question was more honest than my reply. I began to study secretly, books I never would have touched before, histories of ancient faiths, the roots of monotheism, the development of religious texts. Each page was another crack in the foundation I had built my life upon. Lila noticed. She would bring me tea, her hand lingering on my shoulder, eyes filled with silent questions she was afraid to ask. The whispers in the community grew. Why isn't Samir leading prayers? Why does he look so burdened? Some blamed the chemotherapy. Others whispered that I had been corrupted in America. But the truth was simpler. I was drowning in doubt. One day, at the hospital, my oncologist, Dr. Thompson, sat with me. She was a woman of science, steady, calm, yet something in her quiet confidence drew me in. She shared her own story, growing up in a strict faith, walking away, then finding a deeper truth that embraced questions rather than silenced them. Her honesty broke something open in me. For the first time, I realized I wasn't alone in my struggle. Still, the visions burned in my mind. The bound prophet, the voice, the collapsing paradise. What did they mean? One night, beneath the stars, I whispered a prayer. Not to the Allah I had always known, but to the Creator. If you are real, show me truth. Show me who you are. My voice trembled, but my heart was desperate. The next day, a chaplain named Father Michael visited me. He wore a simple white robe, carrying a Bible. At first, I resisted, but his calm presence disarmed me. Gently, he asked, "Samir, you saw something, didn't you?" I nodded, tears slipping down my face as I shared my story for the first time. The throne, the voice, the chains, the questions. He listened without judgment.
Then he asked softly, "And what about Jesus?" The question startled me. I had not seen Jesus in my vision. Or had I? Father Michael opened his Bible and read slowly. "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." John 14:6. The words pierced me. My heart raced. Could this be what I was searching for? Could Jesus be the truth hidden behind the veil? Weeks passed. The community distanced themselves. My family saw my torment, but inside I could not turn back. One morning, weak but determined, I walked into Father Michael's church. My voice shook. "I want to know the truth." He smiled gently. "Jesus has been waiting for you, Samir." That day, I chose. I surrendered. As the water of baptism poured over me, a peace unlike anything I had ever known washed through me. The chains of doubt fell away. The crushing fear lifted. For the first time in my 67 years, I felt free. Truly free. In the weeks that followed, my body began to heal. Doctors were stunned. The cancer that had ravaged me vanished. They could not explain it, but I knew. I knew who had healed me. I woke each morning with joy, opening the Bible, discovering the words of Jesus, words of compassion, words of truth, words that made me weep, not in despair, but in gratitude. I was no longer Imam Samir. I was simply a man, reborn by grace. My life, my faith, my identity, all transformed. I began to share my story. Some mocked, some doubted. But I remembered the words of Jesus. "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God." And I saw him. I truly did. If you hear my story today, don't dismiss it as distant or impossible. I was a man who thought I had all the answers, until death itself proved me wrong. I saw darkness, I saw chains, and then I saw light. A light stronger than death, a love deeper than fear. His name is Jesus. He found me in the void, and he can find you too. He is coming. Be ready, because no one else can save you.